India was partitioned into three pieces, not two, three. The Hindus in Bangladesh have lived in terror. Western Pakistan has been better than what happened in Bangladesh for the last 70 years. Of temple burning, homes burning, rapes, killings, all this. Abducted, raped and converted, 20,000. They imposed tax for not being Muslim. Documented rapes are 1,20,000. 2 lakh people massacred, killed. 6 million people crossed over to India. Daily, 630 Hindus cross over. So for everything somebody says, we'll burn the country. Our great Mujibur Rahman will always be worshipped like we worship our father of the nation. The only person who spoke was the president-elect now. Otherwise, not a word in any of the main news channels, this is happening in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is not today's problem. Even before independence, in 1946, what happened there was super terrible. From 47 to 72, terrible things have happened on a daily basis.
Let me also ask you, Sadhguruji, about the geopolitical situation. We are seeing wars between Ukraine, Russia. We are seeing the situation in Bangladesh.
Bangladesh is not war, that's a different situation.
It's a coup, but look at how Hindus have been at the receiving end in Bangladesh. We're seeing even the entire narrative, the discourse getting coarser and coarser. How do you see this going forward?
Discourse getting coarser, definitely happening. Coarseness has become the in thing. Refinement is out, coarseness is in. So it becomes a much more responsibility for all the sensible people in a country or in the world to refine the discourse as much as possible. As much as possible, because there are events which can't be refined. Refinement does not mean hiding behind something. Refinement means, I say it in your face, but I say it without abusing you, without being violent with you. I still say what I want to say. So for everything somebody says, we'll burn the country. What is that? See, Bangladesh is not today's problem. Even before independence, in 1946, what happened there was super terrible, all right? Documented, in those days documentation was not good. Documented over 20,000 rapes. Abducted, raped and converted, 20,000. Over 60,000 escaped across to Assam, Bengal and other things. Then came 72. From 47 to 72, terrible things have happened on a daily basis. They imposed tax for not being Muslim. But they were a democracy, supposed to be at least. And we did nothing about it. We thought it's not our business, anyway it's their business. But then their business didn't work, it cracked up. That 71, 72, documented rapes are 1,20,000. 200,000, that is 2 lakh people massacred, killed. And 6 million people crossed over to India. So this is how 22% became 8% today. And continuously some of the university professors' studies are showing that daily 630 Hindus cross over. This means in a year about nearly 250,000 people cross over, every year. So this has been happening. Before 47, what happened, not in your control. Whatever happened, happened. We can't fix all that. Even between 47 and 72, let's say, it was not in our control, but it was actually. In 72, total breakdown happened, we interfered, we got this thing going. But we always kind of end up delivering half babies. The fact of the matter was, historically when you look at it, let's say 100 years later, if you look at what happened, India was partitioned into three pieces, not two, three. Among these three pieces, the partition didn't work, it collapsed. When it collapsed, we should have gone back to the way we were. They want autonomy, they want this, that, something we should have worked out. But instead of that, we liberated and left that country as if everything is going to be okay. And we thought our great Mujibur Rahman will always be worshipped like we worship our father of the nation. But that's not the truth. What happened? He was assassinated and his daughter would have been lynched if she was just few minutes late. Yes? She just escaped. Otherwise, she would be lynched publicly. If just 20 minutes late if she was, it would have been over. Yes. And I would also say from 72 to 24, media also has done a tremendous disservice to us because they never brought… See, right now, all this is happening in Bangladesh. Through this period, I was in United States. Not a word in any of the Western media, not a word. You understand? The only person who spoke was the president-elect now. Otherwise, not a word in any of the main news channels, this is happening in Bangladesh. Similarly, between 72 and 24, what happened continuously, our media also did not report. Only now when it goes to extreme and there's a change of governance, then we're reporting. Otherwise, I'm saying, even I'm ignorant what all happened. Now I'm looking back and seeing all this happened in our own time and there is nothing. They've lived in terror for the last 70 years. The Hindus in Bangladesh have lived in terror. Western Pakistan has been better than what happened in Bangladesh for the last 70 years. So we just allow these things to happen and we think things will fix themselves. The things don't fix themselves. You learn to live with the problem, that's all. But those who are there, they live in terror on a daily basis. From August 5th to August 20th, 2010 events have happened of violence, of temple burning, homes burning, rapes, killings, all this. How do we just sit here and just allow it to happen right under our noses? And a country that you liberated, they should have been grateful for what we did. They're changing the history. Just like that, they're rewriting the history right in our faces. No, I think this needs a more strategic approach. This is not a thing to be handled with some… what to say, you can't go…
Diplomacy.
See, diplomacy is always needed, you don't want to go to war with somebody, but action is needed in some way. I'm not saying action means military action alone. Action is needed. One way or the other, this problem has to be fixed.